Everybody, welcome back to Wiki Sports and welcome back to the Miami Minute, where we cover my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, who dropped a close one and a disappointing one to the Tennessee Titans 28-27 on Monday Night Football. I'll get the stats out of the way. That's how we start every episode, and then we can talk about the game as a whole. So Tua went 22 of 33 for 240 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, one fumble. Raheem Mostert had 96 yards on 21 carries, two touchdowns. Devon Achane had 7 carries for 47 yards, no touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, 6 receptions, 79 yards. Tyreek Hill, 4 for 61. And Cedric Wilson, 2 for 30. Tyreek Hill got injured from a horse collar tackle at the beginning of this game, and it hobbled him for the rest of it. And I'm sure it will hobble him for at least the next few games. So, very disappointing outcome there, as was the entire game. I doubt very much that this is going to be a long episode. It's quite late at the time of recording. It's past midnight on the East Coast, but just felt like I should just get it out of the way instead of waiting to record this tomorrow. The Dolphins didn't deserve to win this game. Even if they had held on when they were leading 27-13, it would have felt more like an escape. I was planning the thumbnail out should that score have held, and I was just gonna write, Dolphins escape the Titans, but they weren't able to do that. They gave up 15 points in the last 3 minutes. Great 2-point conversion by the Titans on that first touchdown. The Titans, simply put, completely imploded when the game was 13-13. Gave the Dolphins two short touchdowns. These were the two that were run in by Mostert. And it looks like, okay, the Dolphins played poorly. They had a lot of injury scares and outright injuries in this game, but they were going to escape a team that they should probably beat, and we'll just move on from there. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be. The Titans rallied back. Will Levis played very well. DeAndre Hopkins just destroyed the Dolphins tonight. Anytime it seemed that the Titans needed a play, he was there for them. So again, just an incredibly disappointing outcome there. And I think, the Dolphins, 9-4, they had won, they would have regained the first place in the AFC. Right now, they're second place. But I gotta tell you, this team does not look like a juggernaut going into the playoffs. Essentially, I want to believe in them. I want to say that this team is as good as they've looked at times, but in the biggest moments this year, against good teams, the Bills, the Eagles, the Chiefs, or just, in the biggest moments on prime time, like the, Chiefs game was in the morning, but it was, standalone game. The Philly game was in prime time, and now this game is in prime time. And they've looked horrible. The once Tyreek Hill got hurt, it completely changed the look of the offense. The timing was bad. Also, Connor Williams going down, and reports are early reports, obviously, but the reports are saying that he might be done for the year. Was huge. Liam Eichenberg filled in admirably, but he doesn't have the consistency that Connor Williams has developed over this season. Certainly wasn't there in the beginning of the season, but you know when he's in, as a fan, you're worried, and you should be. The timing is a little bit off with his snaps and for how the whole offense goes. So, oof, just an incredibly disappointing Monday Night Football game for the Miami Dolphins. It doesn't give me much hope for the Ravens game next week. Either the Dolphins will, win handily, or they'll lose they'll continue to be called frauds. They'll continue to not live up to the potential that this team has. They struggled last December. They're struggling, in this December. Of course, they won their first game, but this one was almost inexcusable because the Tennessee Titans are not a very good football team. They're in the NFC South, so who knows? They could make the playoffs, but I wouldn't expect them to do too much should they make the playoffs. But they did enough today, and they certainly were the better team outside of those two fumbles. They were the better team today, and, hats off to them. Hopefully the Dolphins can get it fixed because, I try not to let myself get excited, but of course that's almost impossible, when the Dolphins are having the best season that they've had in years. But they're up there with the potential frauds of the league. The Lions. I even in my blog this week said the Eagles could potentially slot in there should they continue to play as poorly as they have. But the Dolphins certainly are frauds right now. So that's incredibly disappointing. Not to say that I'm absolutely shocked because deep down I'm not shocked. I was almost expecting this. I always joke with everyone here at the channel that, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop for the Dolphins. And I'll say this. They lose every game except for one and go into that final game of the season and lose to Buffalo to lose the division. That one will hurt. I'll have a lot of damage psychologically as a Dolphins fan. I didn't think at 9-3 that the Dolphins are going to be able to put themselves in a position to hurt me like this, but the Bills beat the Chiefs yesterday, and now the Dolphins turned in this performance. So let me know your thoughts if you're a Dolphins fan. Are you as jaded as I am? Are you similarly waiting for the shoe to drop? I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I don't know when it'll be up, probably at like 1 in the morning, but hopefully a little sooner than that. We shall see, but I do appreciate you watching it. If you're a Dolphins fan like me, you probably weren't going to get much sleep tonight anyways, so glad, I could provide a little bit of entertainment for you given the circumstances. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.